right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm Gage Samoji. He's Emerson Hip. And this is the Intoxicated Sports Report.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
back. Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be back. We're kind of on our every 10 days now.
Yeah, a little off schedule sort of thing, but
It's okay.
we will be back next Monday.
We will. Because
We'll tell you about that later.
Because we have to be.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Good.
We had a nice little weekend.
Yes, we did.
Saturday, we went to the Sharkies game.
Yep. And unfortunately for us and for you,
Yep.
Sharks lost. So your unbeaten streak going to Sharks games finally came to an end, but it was a hell of a streak nonetheless.
Right. Of course, it feels fitting that it happened in the year where they're having like the worst season in their team's history. So, you know,
Can't win them all.
can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
And clearly the Sharks are not winning them all this year. We're close to it.
Yeah. Thanks, Devin, for driving.
Yep, that was
really
great.
appreciate
Great
it.
of her.
We got to see one Sharks goal, which was nice. Always nice to
Was,
celebrate
yeah.
once.
That was like a pretty sweet goal too. And then that was it.
Yeah.
It came early.
That was it.
Came early and that was it.
The C2 selected for us were perfect, as always.
Yes, I do love that section.
You love the behind the net.
Yeah. Looking down the ice. I mean, obviously you're not seeing one side of the ice very well, but you know,
Hey.
you get the other side like perfect position.
Lower level at a hockey game, can't complain.
Yeah,
Can't
exactly.
complain. I've sat upper level, it's not bad.
Actually, for the first time ever, I strolled up there just to kind of see what the view would be like. I think if you're in the first handful of rows, you're probably in a pretty good position.
Look at you kind of roaming around.
I think I need to just let myself see a different view
There you
for
go.
once.
Did you like go up there and sit down or no?
No, I just kind of like poked my head out like through the tunnel or whatever.
Nice. It wasn't a packed house by any means.
No, it's probably maybe 3/4 full at most. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like you said, the Sharks having a bad year.
Right.
You know, it was a Saturday, so maybe I thought it'd be a little more packed.
It's late in the year. People are over it by now.
Yeah. Shout out to Danny for coming with us. Shout out to Garrett for almost making us late.
I know, right?
But he didn't. We got a little worried about this guy for a little
We
bit.
worked it out. We got there actually in really great time. So,
We did.
So
We got there. It was perfect timing.
Didn't hurt us much at all.
Garrett decided to snooze because we weren't really that clear on what we wanted to do.
No.
So the reasoning was he thought we were gonna like leave or get here at 4, right?
Yeah.
What we wanted to do is get to RD at 4.
Yeah. Mistakes on both sides.
Mistakes on both sides. We weren't mad at him. It was just, if you know Garrett, anytime you're with him, it's always a laugh.
Right.
You know,
Love seeing the guy.
the guy's got a Timo Meyer shirt on and everything.
Was it just the last episode that we talked about Timo being gone? I think it was.
I think it was. Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of old news, but still, that's a nice Garrett move.
Yeah. So we got our one Sharks game in for the season.
We did. Glad we did it.
One next year. You know, always try to get to one.
Yeah, I really wish they were closer, and not that it's a terrible drive, but it could be better.
I wish they were in
'Cause
Sacramento. I wish they were at least Sacramento.
Right, because or like San Francisco.
Or San Francisco.
Yeah, because you know, I'd love to go to more games. I think that's probably I love baseball games and really any sporting event, but something about hockey games, I don't know, I like them a lot.
I think I value hockey games more than baseball because I don't go to them as much.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'd feel the same about basketball too, because I've only been to maybe 2 or 3 basketball, like NBA games.
Yeah.
So if I were to go to an NBA game, whenever I do, I'd be like, wow, this is really cool because it's not something like baseball that I see more often
Right.
than other things. Well, then of course there's football, which is a different story because I get to one of those, you know, every seems like 5 years.
Right,
if
yeah.
that, you know what I mean?
Football's expensive.
Exactly.
I would say so is hockey and basketball for what it is, because you got 40 home games. It's like you don't need to gouge us that much.
No. Yeah, I understand.
Because you can go to baseball games for pretty cheap.
Because football now they have what 8 or 9 home games depending on
Right.
what the schedule is that year.
Yeah.
And so I understand that tickets have to be like $150 because they have to make their money.
Right.
And people buy that.
And
People-
people love the NFL. They're gonna do it.
People, and yeah, they can get away with it.
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
You know, you ask somebody, they probably say, "Oh, $150 for a football game? That's not bad."
Right. Like to me, the ticket prices for the Sharks game should have been cheaper than they were, given how bad the Sharks are
Yeah,
and how the time of the season. Like we're almost to the end here.
I agree.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, still a great time.
It was. It was indeed. Yeah, I am glad they didn't get shut out. That would have been a real letdown. You got to hear the foghorn once.
Got here once, and we heard it. Like you said, we heard it early.
Yeah.
Wasn't often, but we heard it.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was a really good time.
Gage, you want to get our announcement going so that we can open this bottle of wine?
Yes. So July 27th. Is that what it is? A Thursday.
Yep, that sounds right.
We are hosting trivia night at RD Winery. And we are drinking some RD wine today. It's their 100 knot Zinfandel.
This light's not helping, but you know.
I know no one watches our videos anyways. But
Yeah, we had a bottle of wine here, and
we're going to pop it off.
really excited about this.
Oh, that was nice.
That was nice. It's gonna be fun. You know, we know it's 4 months out. We thought we mentioned it now.
Yeah, get
And then
people excited about it.
We'll mention it a little down the line, and of course, when it gets even closer, we'll probably mention it every week just to make sure
Right.
people show up.
Absolutely.
It'll be like 6 o'clock, but you don't gotta worry about that right now because we will remind people. We just want to say thank you to RD for letting us do this.
Absolutely.
They do trivia nights, I believe, every month. So if you want to go to RD this month and do female pop icons, that's what they're doing
Is that what it
this
is?
month for the trivia night. Yes. In the past, they've done fun ones like The Office. I went to the Friends one.
Nice.
I think last month was Star Wars. I wasn't able to make it to that one. Wish I could have, but you know, things happen.
I'm guessing you kicked ass in the Friends one.
I didn't win, and 'cause, I mean, I watched Friends a lot, like years, like 5 or 6,
Okay.
4 or 5 years
Not that
ago.
recently.
I did all right, but you know, it's more about me. It's more about having fun. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. No, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we both can be there.
Yes.
If not,
I think
if not, I will definitely be there.
Yeah. I'll try to make a point to be there for sure.
So cheers.
Cheers. Like some midday red wine.
That is good, man.
Mhm.
Woo.
Tasty.
This will be like the first official thing that we do like in public. I think
Yeah.
we've kind of, you know, it's probably we should have done something like this sooner, but you know, things happen.
I know.
Or, you know, it's just, you know, people do things at different paces, and
We could have pursued something with trade, but we never really did. Maybe someday. We'll see.
also thanks to Devin because she obviously works there. You know, I guess it's not obvious, but she does work there, so she kind of put in a good word for us. And I think the winner of the trivia night always gets a bottle of wine, so that's something to
Cha-ching.
show up for.
Yeah.
There'll be wine there.
We
I
might
think
come up with a prize of our own.
we might have some merch that we might come out with soon, possibly.
That's possibly.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a little bit of fun.
Could be a double
It's gonna be
whammy.
cool. I can't wait. 4 months out, but hey, it'll be here before you know it.
Yes.
And this is some good Zinfandel.
Yes, it is.
I like it. One thing about RD, what they do, is they pride themselves on making affordable wine
It is very affordable.
that does taste
Right.
really good.
Yeah.
And the place is beautiful on the inside. I forget exactly what the address is of the place, but we'll tell you that later on down the line.
It's
too.
on what, South Kelly Road? Is that like that little,
Or is it like on like Executive Way somewhere?
or it's off South Kelly Road
Yeah.
or North Kelly, whatever you call it. But yeah,
So yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
that's
I can't
gonna
wait.
be fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get everybody that I know there.
Oh yeah, you're all invited.
Yeah, everybody invited. Listen. And if you have questions, ask us anytime you want through, you know, maybe if you have our number, Instagram, Twitter, if you have Twitter. I know more people have Instagram than Twitter. So.
Right. The only question we won't answer is what questions we're going to be asked in trivia.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. I will not give that away.
No.
We will make it easy, but we won't make it terribly hard.
No, we'll make it reasonably easy and hard.
Give you a couple cream puffs down the middle, and some harder ones. So
Yes.
looking forward to that.
We didn't mention this yet, did we?
Mm.
Okay, so we're watching WC Baseball right now. This is the second semifinal. Mexico versus Japan. Obviously, winner goes to the finals, which is tomorrow, which will be against Team USA, who won their semifinal game 14-2 yesterday
Trey
against.
Turner, that boy, nice.
Yes, against Cuba. Trey Turner is on a heater.
Yes, he's so good.
3 homers in the last 2 games. So
Who are we wanting to play?
by the way, Otani's up to bat right now, and he's hitting .438 in the series.
Is he?
Yeah. I don't really have a preference too much. I mean, I guess I'd rather say play Japan just because we already played Mexico, even though Mexico's the one team to beat USA in this tournament so far.
Yes.
But I would say Japan just for that reason. And I think it's harder for us to play Japan in this tournament because of the geographical factors.
I want to play Japan because if we lose Mexico again, Sal will never let us live down.
Right. But it would be nice to get some revenge on that loss.
It would be very nice.
Yeah. This is the furthest Mexico's ever been in this tournament. I believe Japan has 1 championship. USA won the last one in 2017. So.
Every 6 years? Or
No. So the first one was 06, and then I think it went 06, 09 or 10, and then 2013, 2017, and then they were going to have it in 2020, but
Okay.
then
Yeah,
COVID.
okay, got it. Makes sense. And this is in Miami?
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah, the U.S. played their preliminary games in Arizona, where the Diamondbacks play.
They don't always have the WBC in America, like the final, do they?
Usually, yeah.
Do they?
I think everyone has been in the United States.
Oh, okay.
Major League Baseball puts on this tournament.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which is kind of why they have the restrictions on like pitch limits and rest days and all that for pitchers.
Since we're talking WBC real quick, Jock Peterson played for Team Israel?
Yeah, that's what makes this tournament a little funny is that the requirements for, national eligibility is much different than like say World Cup or something. You don't have to be a citizen. You just have to have he's Jewish, so he has ties to Israel.
I mean, that's kind of cool, but...
Yeah, even like most of the guys on the Mexico team are actually born in the United States.
Mhm.
They just have Mexican heritage.
Gotcha. I just saw it and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Even like Tommy Edman is playing for Team Japan, but he's American. He went to Stanford, grew up in California.
But he has Japan ties.
but he's
Or Japanese ties.
yeah, his mom is like half Japanese or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah. I think it kind of comes down to like they're just doing whatever they can to get more representation in the tournament.
Yeah, it's really cool seeing future ISR guest Rowdy Tellez playing for Team Mexico.
pretty awesome.
Oh, man.
Gage, what is going on today's episode?
A lot of NFL news, as always. March Madness, the NBA, and a little bit of last call.
Mm-hmm.
Sprinkled in there.
Sprinkle.
I like how, so I was looking at the March Madness bracket on in the paper, and it says Basketball Madness, I think, because you can't.
Oh, 'cause
March
is it
Madness
trademarked?
Trademarked, yeah. I think it says Basketball Madness, something like that.
I guess I didn't realize that.
Like, I don't even think people on the radio can say March Madness.
Is that right?
Yeah, like they say like the men's tournament or
That's
the
funny.
NCAA tournament.
That is funny.
Classic NCAA trying to make as much money as they can.
Well, we're gonna say March Madness like 14 times today, all right? So sue us.
Yeah, right.
But first, we're going to start with some NFL offseason news, and we're going to go a little rapid fire here. There's been some trades, some QB signings that were interesting, of course, and some other free agency news. But first things first, we're going to start with the trades. The Panthers acquired the number 1 pick from the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears are going to receive the number 9, number 61 picks this year, and they're going to get a future first rounder and second rounder and wide receiver DJ Moore. Who do you think won this trade, and who will be the Panthers' number 1 pick?
Their number 1 pick, I'm going to say, is going to be. I'm going to go CJ Stroud.
I like that pick.
I'm going to go Stroud.
Yeah.
I like the way he played in the semifinal game. I thought he looked really NFL ready.
Right. He made some pretty nice plays.
But I think the Bears won the trade because I like how they've shown that they want to stick with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
DJ Moore is a nice receiver. It's going to give him an option down the field.
They got him and Claypool as another guy they picked up last year.
And draft picks.
Yeah.
Draft picks are always nice.
Getting 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders out of this. I agree with you. I think CJ Stroud's their pick. Although I wouldn't be shocked to see Bryce Young, of course. And then I think the Bears did win.
I think,
I do like the commitment to Justin Fields, so I didn't really understand why people thought they would move off of him.
Yeah, because the Jets right now are talking about not having Zach Wilson as their quarterback anymore.
Right.
It's like maybe the Bears could have went that route and said, you know what, we don't think this is the guy. But Justin Fields,
he's played a hell of a lot better than Zach Wilson.
Yes, exactly. The Raiders, they trade Darren Waller to the Giants for a 3rd-round pick. My thoughts on this is this sucks for the Cowboys secondary.
Yeah, true. My only thoughts are the Raiders are cheap. The Raiders are fucking cheap.
Darren Waller, is he getting an upgrade from quarterback from Derek Carr to Daniel Jones?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
And also, the Raiders have the audacity to trade this guy after he just got married to his wife who plays for the Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah, that's it.
I know it's part of the deal. And they'll make it work because they got money. Or
Right.
They both have money.
That was rough.
But I mean, like they just get married and they probably have this nice house in Vegas that they're probably still gonna have. But they're like, you know what? You're out of here.
Yeah.
See ya.
I love her tweet too. Oh, it's because McDaniels wasn't invited to the wedding.
Yeah. But for the Cowboys, this is just something scoff at, because Darren Waller, yes, he's had his injury issues, but he is a hell of a tight end.
And outside of Saquon, the Giants kind of lacked like weapons on offense. Really,
Yeah.
they weren't like super.
Well, because they have Kenny Galladay didn't play much.
I think they cut him.
Did they cut him?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
And what's his Shepard was hurt a lot last year, I think too. Cowboys have acquired Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks via trade.
How about him?
Do you think these are difference-making moves?
I think it'll make a difference.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll make maybe a huge difference.
Right.
Like, I don't know if it propels them to being one of the better, or the first or second best team in the NFC.
Right. I think they had to do a little something. I don't know how much wiggle room they have, so I would say they're nice moves, but I don't know if that takes them, like you said, to the top of the NFC.
Stephon Gilmore is a proven corner. He's a little older. He's like 32.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks, I think he has 6 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah, he's
So he produces. He just he doesn't play. I mean, he played for the Patriots for a little bit.
Right. Like, would you call him a number 1 receiver? Probably not.
No.
But maybe a good number 2.
But they have CeeDee Lamb, so they don't need him to be number 1.
Right.
I could see him being, kind of like how, like if I compare him to a Cowboy, it's like Cole Beasley, that kind of thing. Maybe a little more athletic Cole Beasley, but
he can run.
like a slot guy, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice seeing the Cowboys just do something.
Right.
Because they always kind of lack in the department when it comes to free agency.
Right.
It seems. Jalen Ramsey going to the Dolphins. Rams trade him. Are the Dolphins a contender in the AFC?
Almost. I don't know what I'm going to get out of the quarterback position, which is making me concerned.
I still don't even know if the Dolphins are the best team in their own division.
Right. I mean, I think you'd still give that to the Bills. It'll be interesting to see if the Bills continue to or keep a lot of the guys that they want to keep, because that's going to be in question. So, and then of course the Jets are going to be hopefully getting or for them hopefully getting Aaron Rodgers. Right. I don't think anyone else cares, but
no. it's just all on Tua. It's a quarterback-driven league, as we all know.
Right.
And
is he going to be healthy? Is he going to produce?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all Tua's under the most pressure.
Right. But I think that's definitely, if he can return to his form, Jalen Ramsey, they got a damn good defense.
Yes.
Austin Eckler requesting a trade from the Chargers. I didn't really see that one coming, but where would you like to see him go? No, not name the Cowboys. You can hit the button if you want.
No, okay. You ruined it. Not name the Cowboys? I don't. Not the Niners.
Yeah.
The Niners don't even need
where can you see him fit?
Where can I see him fit? Let me think. I mean, I think he could be pretty damn good on the Chiefs. And that kind of an offense. I don't think anybody wants that.
Right.
And they're pretty good at.
And I can't see the Chargers trading him to the Chiefs.
That's true.
Yeah.
So let's say somebody in the NFC. I mean,
I wasn't even thinking that. Yeah, even across the conference would be most likely.
Maybe like the Eagles.
Yeah.
They could probably use someone.
Because they let go of Miles Sanders, but I think they just picked up a back, and I can't remember who it was. But I was kind of thinking the Bills could use a guy out of the backfield that could make some plays for them.
That would be a bad call.
Yeah.
Some quarterback signings around the league. Your former boy, is a jersey in here?
Oh, I should have wore it. I should have painted it black and wore it.
Jimmy G goes to the Raiders. He's a silver and black boy now. Can you believe it?
What did I say about the Raiders earlier? Oh, they're cheap. So they got a cheaper version of Derek Carr. Nice. Good for you guys.
He's gonna look good in black, man. Did you see what he wore to the press conference?
I didn't.
The nicest black suit.
Yeah.
With little Raiders pin on it.
No, he's a stud. Don't get me wrong.
He's gonna clean up shop in Vegas. That's all I gotta say. That's the only thing I'm gonna say about Jimmy G. I don't think the Raiders are that much better with Jimmy G, and hopefully he can stay healthy.
I don't think they are, but I think they're the same team.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. What do you think about my Niners getting Sam Darnold?
I really don't think anything of it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a better third string quarterback than they had last year.
It's out of necessity.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just in case they go back to Philly this year in the NFC Championship, and they don't have to play Josh Johnson.
Right.
So I think Sam Darnold could play a little better than Josh Johnson.
Right. I could almost, I don't know what kind of guarantees are associated with the contract, but could maybe see him even getting released before the season starts.
We saw Sam Darnold play college.
His second to last game in college.
In Levi Stadium. So I'm sure he'll probably be like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. I remember winning something big here.
Do we know what number Sam Darnold's going to wear? I didn't even look this up.
I mean,
Is it going to be 14?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
No idea.
it's kind of been his number, right?
But I don't know if somebody has out Niners already. If
I don't.
retired.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Andy Dalton to the Panthers.
Also, nothing. Well, I'll say this: he could be a good mentor to whoever they draft.
That's a good call. I don't really care about this news, but
Yeah.
you made a good point, so
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Baker Mayfield going to the Bucks. Looks like he's in line to start. I would think, or either him or Kyle Trask. What do you think?
I think the Bucks went from like the highest of the high.
I know.
And they're,
To desperation.
Dude, they're crashing.
Right.
They are crashing hard. But, good for Baker Mayfield. It's just, he had that game last year with the Rams.
Right.
It was like a miracle game for him.
And then didn't do anything else for the Rams. But everyone wants to think that he was really good.
Yeah. I always root for Baker Mayfield. He's a douche.
Oh, he's a total.
And he's cocky. I'm sure he believes in himself, which is great.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's just, this is also nothing to me. Same with the next one you're talking about. I didn't even know this happened.
Yeah, Taylor Heineke going to the Falcons. Whatever, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Just a little quarterback carousel going on right now.
I like that. Other free agency news.
I think it's the biggest news for me.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Javon Hargrave signs with the Niners. This dude was an
buddy.
absolute stud for the Eagles last year.
Yeah, and I think the biggest factor for the Niners is that they're taking a key player from a team that beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I think that's huge. Along with the fact that he's going to hopefully produce for the Niners because they gave him a lot of money. I think he's getting $40 million guaranteed.
I think what the Niners seem to do year in and year out for their defense is something that every fan wants.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want this as a fan?
Right.
For me,
Well, I mean,
I would love this for the Cowboys.
Right. The thing too is that I know he's an interior defensive lineman, but he still have I think like 11 sacks. So that's a fucking huge number for interior lineman. But the Niners pass rush outside of Nick Bosa was kind of what you would say was probably bottom of the league.
Really?
Because they only finished like 12th in sacks, even with all of his sacks.
Yeah.
So.
I guess you get caught up in Fred Warner and Eric Armstead and all
Right.
those guys. Even though Armstead is
Armstead is an interior lineman as well. So I think you put those three guys together with, Hargrave, Bosa, and Armstead, it's a fucking nasty trio. You just got to get maybe one more guy or have a rotation for the other pass rusher on the outside.
How's that secondary doing?
We've lost all the guys in the Niners have lost have been rotational pieces.
Oh, okay.
None of them have been starters. I mean, Mosley could have come back and been a starter, but we weren't going to pay him.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see the Cowboys beat the Niners this year in Santa Clara. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. You're funny. You better hope Sam Darnold's playing. Patrick Peterson going to the Steelers. Does this mean anything to you?
It just means that Patrick Peterson is still producing, being an older player.
Yeah, I mean he was fine with the Vikings. I don't feel like he's definitely not a standout anymore, but
No.
he can play some ball.
Is he still playing corner?
Yeah, I believe so.
'Cause I know sometimes guys will go from corner to safety,
Do the old Charles Woodson move.
but it's good for Patrick Peterson, man. He's gonna look nice in the black and yellow.
Yeah,
That's a nice uniform.
it's classic.
It's a classic uniform.
Yeah. Although I think they should go back to the block numbers rather than the ones they have now.
Yeah.
But
The Cowboys finally released Ezekiel Elliott.
he gone.
This should have happened 3 years ago. I get why I couldn't.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
paid him.
at least it probably should have happened before the start of last season. I don't know how the money worked out with it, but and that's probably why.
Hopefully Zeke goes to a good team. The Zeke / Dak era, because they both got drafted the same year.
Right.
That was this probably been the best 6 or 7 years of Cowboys football that I've watched or seen.
Yeah.
It
was definitely good. I mean, they had a good year last year, but it was better earlier than it was the last handful of years.
And man, I don't really know what to think about Ezekiel Elliott when it comes to him as a player. I mean, he was a beast his first few years.
Right.
He was so good, and then he fell off, and it sucks to see for running backs. That's usually how it works around the NFL.
Yep.
But this man is younger than I am
That's weird.
by about a month.
It's weird.
But he's still younger than I am. I know he's going to be able to do something for somebody
Yeah.
around the league.
He'll get signed by someone. I just don't know. He's not going to play an essential role for anyone.
No, I don't think so.
Last but not least, we already talked about the Eagles losing players. They've actually lost 7 starters that they had last year to free agency,
Cowboys.
5 of which on the defense.
Cowboys like this.
Yeah. And they almost lost Darius Slay too. They decided to bring him back.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like he was gone, and then
Yeah, I don't know if did they say he actually did get released and they signed him to a new contract, or I'm not sure how that worked out.
I forget exactly what it was,
Yeah.
but
They did. I think it was just today they lost their second safety, Gardner Johnson, to the Lions.
And if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm thinking to myself,
It's getting harder and harder to.
hey, we were that close and we
Yeah.
lost this many guys.
I know.
It's just it's not gonna get easier from here.
The one thing though is, for the most part, their offense is coming back. They lost one lineman and then Miles Sanders, who I don't think they really cherish that much. So, I think offensively they shouldn't worry too much, and they're probably hoping for even more growth out of Jalen Hurts. So, I'm sure they'll be very good again next year, regardless of all this.
Yeah. Also, Juju signed with the Patriots. I thought that was kind of.
Oh yeah, and Adam Thielen to the Panthers. I mean, he's older, but
Yeah. It's just Juju. He had a good year for the
not bad.
for the Chiefs.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, he kind of was by default the number one receiver there because they didn't really have much else.
Yeah.
But Patrick Mahomes made it work.
He was certainly good for my fantasy team, so I appreciate that. Appreciate that. On to March Madness, like we said we were going to say. First round upsets. Number 13 Furman over number 4 Virginia.
You saw how this game ended, right?
He threw that pass.
Terrible
pass.
Terrible.
They beat them 68 to 67. Number 15 Princeton over number 2 Arizona. 59-55. Bear down.
Yeah.
I listened to Tom Tolbert on KMBR, and he went to Arizona.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he conveniently wasn't on KMBR on Thursday and Friday.
Oh really?
I think he took the day off for the game, but then he wasn't there. I don't think on Friday either. But I heard them a little bit today, and he was just like, "Dude."
Yeah.
And he says, it happens.
It's like, well, yeah, it's
It is what
whatever.
it is.
It's like I don't. I know it's different because he played basketball there, but how married could you really be to a team that you don't know any of the kids? I mean, maybe he knows them a little bit, but.
And of course, the biggest upset of you can say arguably ever, in the bracket, is Fairleigh Dickinson over number 1 Purdue. So 16 beating at 1 once again for the second time in tournament history, 63 to 58.
Yeah.
Got a couple notes on Purdue. And I feel really bad because I got this old timer who comes into CP and picks up books for the library. He went to Purdue. I told you this. He went to Purdue. He had to have graduated there like in the 60s because he's a pretty old dude. And I was talking to him. I was like, "Hey, I got your Boilermakers going pretty deep in my bracket." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, that really tall guy, Edie." And we were talking about him for a minute. So when I see him on Friday, I'm gonna be like, "Bro, what happened?" You know what I mean? So Purdue, the last 3 seasons, has lost to North Texas, who's a 13 seed, St. Peter's, who's a 15 seed, and Fairleigh Dickinson, who was a 16 seed this year. Fairleigh Dickinson came from the first 4.
They had to win.
They had to
That's
win
right.
the first 4.
I didn't realize they won. I forgot about that.
And I think people are saying that this is a bigger upset than when UMBC, I think of what it is.
Uh-huh.
This is a bigger upset because that team did not come from the first 4.
Yeah, because the only thing I would say though is like when you get to play in the first 4, you kind of already get some tournament jitters out of the way.
Yeah,
that's just throwing that out there, but you don't expect a 16 to beat a 1 seed, anyways.
No.
And I don't know if being in the first 4 actually means that you were that much less of a team. Like all 16 seeds are not expected to win at all.
Yeah. I just love when these big upsets happen and they show pictures on Twitter of where each team plays and how big and how little
I
that one
know.
is.
That is pretty funny.
So good for Fairleigh Dickinson and Purdue. You got to figure it out, guys.
Yeah.
You got to figure it the hell out because what's going on?
That's becoming the theme of the Big Ten is that they are super hyped going into the tournament, and then they all there's only one Big Ten team left, and there was 8 that made the tournament.
Yeah. Some second round surprises. Number 8 Arkansas had beaten number 1 Kansas 72-71.
That's my claim to fame in my bracket right now. By the way,
Yeah.
my bracket is ass, but I did get that right.
Which one?
Both. Well, my girls' bracket is fine, other than the fact that my champion's already up.
Yeah.
Because it's in like the 99 percentile.
Number 15 Princeton over number 7 Missouri. Number 7 Michigan State over number 2 Marquette. Number 6 Creighton over number 3 Baylor.
Yeah, I mean some of those aren't huge upsets, but still, you expect those 2s and 3 seeds to.
Princeton, the Ivy League shutout.
Right.
A little bit, right?
Right. That's number 15 seed. I think that's I want to say it's only the second time 15 has made it to the Sweet 16. And that was that team you were talking about that beat Purdue.
Or St. Peter's?
I think, yeah, right? Yeah.
Or it was the, what did I say? Fuck you. I just had it. Either North Texas or St. Peter's. I think it might have been
15 seed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So St. Peter's.
We also want to say thanks to everybody who joined the ISR bracket.
Yep. We got nine entries.
We got 9 entries. Even though I looked back and we only have 9 now.
I was able to take those 2 randos out. Or Arb who didn't even enter anything.
Okay. We would not count.
And then I that person that entered our thing is we don't know. There's no way. So I took him out. I don't want someone that we know thinking that they put in money when they have.
Oh, right, got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Like if that person had been with me money for some reason, I'd be like, okay. Maybe I don't know you, but cool.
Gotcha. So yeah, 7 people joined, 9 total if you count you and I.
Right.
Top 3 currently is Danny, Devin, and Nico. The team that has picked the most to win it all was Alabama, with you, me, and Nico picking them. My Final Four for this one was Bama, Purdue, Houston, UConn, and of course Purdue is out, but I still have Bama, Houston, and UConn in it. How about you? Who did you have?
Let's see. I had Alabama. I actually put Arkansas in there because there's been, I think, like, I can't remember how many years in a row, but there's been at least one team like seeded 7th or worse to make the Final Four.
Oh, so that's.
So I went with them.
So that's why I said Arkansas is your claim to fame right now.
Yes. Well, really more for just upsetting Kansas because everyone had Kansas winning that game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Arkansas, Alabama, Duke, who's out, of course, and then Texas, who I have in the championship game.
I'm also a part of 2 more bracket challenges. I know that you are too, because I asked you to join them.
Yeah.
And are you? So you have you have any other ones in that besides what you and your parents are doing?
No. So yeah, and the bracket that I put in the other group is the same bracket.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
See, I didn't do that. So
Yeah.
the one we joined Hannah and Jasmine's, who are also a part of our bracket pool, which we appreciate.
Right.
And for that one, I picked Houston to win it all. Feeling pretty good. I'm actually in the 99th percentile on that one.
Nice.
I was like 99.2 or something like that. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And my Final Four in that one was Arizona, who of course is out, Kansas State, Houston, and then Kansas, who is also out.
Oh, bummer.
So that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your possible points? Do you know?
I could look right now.
On our side, Danny's got the highest possible points with 1650, Devin 1580. Everyone else kind of the same.
The points I currently have, and it leads, is 460. But my max is only 1340, and Devin has more. She has 1580 that she can get. Someone else has 1420. So I mean, I'm there now, but things change. The tournament, you never know.
I think if you can get like 3 out of the Final Four, right? That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
2 is probably pretty typical.
Yeah. And also they have a women's bracket. That's kind of what Jasmine and I do, or Jasmine, Hannah, and I do every year. Is they join ours, and I always do their women's one because
Right.
I mean, do I watch any women's college basketball? Absolutely not. I also don't watch any men's college basketball.
Yeah.
And in that one, I have South Carolina winning it all, and I'm feeling really nice about that now because 6 other people in that group, I think it's 6 probably out of.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. 6 out of 9.
6 out of 9 picked Stanford, and of course Stanford lost
I
yesterday.
really was not expecting that at all.
I think I had Stanford going to the Final Four.
Right. Yeah. I thought it was going to be one of like 2 to pick Stanford.
And it feels like with the women's tournament, not to say it's easier to pick, because I think on the ESPN app there's only one more perfect bracket.
Oh, there's actually a perfect bracket.
There's still one more left, yeah. And
let's see what it's at right now.
I think the person who has that perfect bracket had UConn winning it all.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, there's no more perfect.
No.
Perfects. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that was an old post.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's kind of easier to pick at least the Final Fours.
There's less upsets. Yeah, the top teams tend to be pretty
good.
Pretty significantly stronger than the rest of it.
And I picked South Carolina going into it thinking everyone else is probably going to pick them because they're undefeated. I know it's hard to be undefeated.
I thought everyone would at least have them going to the finals.
Like when I saw all those S's, like for the Stanford logos, I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. Because even like Devin picked them.
Right. I was honestly kind of bummed because I thought I was going to be like, if Stanford wins it, I win.
I like how yours is your name is Tultry. Mine is a feminism.
Yeah. Dude, coming into today, my bracket was like, obviously I had the Stanford mishap, but was at 99.7%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I lost one game already today, apparently.
So if I'm looking at my bracket for the Houston one that I picked, my rank is 165,000.
That's pretty good.
That's not pretty good.
No.
No, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because my bro tied one is 4.6 million.
Yeah, mine's in like the 10 million range. I still have a decent chance because I do have plenty of Final Four possibilities
Yeah.
here.
And of course, we never want Danny to win anything, so let's hope he doesn't win.
Well, he's already been talking, and so every time he talks, things go wrong.
Yeah. So, like what happened to his fantasy team last year? It went 8-0 and then lost in the first round by yours. Lost in the first round by yours truly.
Because he was talking.
Hey, it happens.
Danny just needs to learn to let things play out,
Do we talk?
I hope he listens to this.
Do we talk shit about him every episode?
Pretty much.
I love him to death, though.
I know.
Love him to death.
Yeah, Sweet 16 coming up this Thursday and Friday. We'll be in the Final Four by the time we are ready for the next episode.
So there's gonna be no games until Thursday and Friday.
Correct. Yeah, they always save them until
they
Thursday.
always- yeah.
And then the next Friday will be the Final Four games, and then or next Saturday rather, and then the Monday after is the Natty.
What day is it on? Monday.
On Monday.
Oh, that's nice.
We could maybe think about taking that day off and get together and watch it.
Yeah, I'd like that.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Yeah, so Stanford, they were upset in the women's tournament by number 8 Ole Miss in round 2, ending their 14-year run of reaching the Sweet 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild and unfortunate. But, and they did it on their home court, no less.
I thought it was. So are they only doing the Final Four at a location? Because I feel like.
No, I think everything after the first 2 rounds, they go to like neutral locations.
Do we know if the women have always done that?
I believe so.
Because the men don't do that.
No.
Okay. Because I saw them play on their home court. I'm like, is this normal?
I think they do it because it's a better way to get people in the stands.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Did you just for fun to see how much tickets were for the games here in Palo Alto?
I didn't even think about it, to be honest. I know they were playing in Sacramento for men's. I looked at those. They're kind of pricey, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah.
All right.
NBA. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
So we talked about John Morant last episode. He eventually was officially suspended by the NBA. And actually his suspension is being lifted today. But it sounds like he's not going to play. But he did rejoin the team. So be interesting to see him back on the court. See how I assume his teammates are going to embrace him. But
Absolutely.
it's just
He might be a little rusty. I mean, I know he's young, but
right.
when you're playing this kind of level of basketball, you're not playing for like a week and a half. You're going to be a little rusty regardless,
Right.
I think.
It's just going to be like if they don't play well, like kind of right out the gate when he comes back, I think there's going to be some weird energy surrounding them.
Well, then I would expect weird energy because I don't see him. I just don't see him coming back and just bouncing off the walls like he always does when he plays.
Right.
You know, the Grizzlies are a weird team, man. They talk a lot of shit. Actually, Dylan Brooks talks a ton of shit.
This should have been like the year where they took that next step, and it felt like that was happening earlier in the year because they were it was them and Denver that were kind of running away from the pack at first. But they've just kind of like had so much BS going around their team that it hasn't really been that.
And let's be real. I don't think you thought either the Grizzlies were ever going to be real title contenders this year, anyways.
Maybe not this year, but
it would have been nice to see them make that jump, like you're saying.
I mean, they tested the Warriors in the second round last year, so you could have said if they're going to take another step forward, they get to the conference finals. But they could, I guess, because the West is a little weird this year. But I'm not predicting that at all right now.
No, not at all.
Also, Nikola Jokic's quest for a three-peat of MVPs is apparently in jeopardy now because Joel Embiid has passed him as the betting favorite to win the MVP.
According to Vegas?
According to Vegas, yeah. I mean,
I know Nikola Jokic is having a hell of a year. And he's having a better year than he had last year. So naturally you would say, well, he's got to win MVP again.
Right.
But Joel Embiid hasn't won one in his career. And we know how the NBA is. They hardly ever... Well, has there been 2 3-peat MVPs in the league?
Is that what it is?
I think it's Bill Russell and Larry Bird,
Okay.
I want to say.
I mean, voter fatigue is natural. I totally understand it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at, voter
Yeah.
fatigue. You know, 'cause Steph had 2, he didn't win a third one.
Right. But I don't even think he was really in contention.
But you know what I mean? It's
Right.
just...
You kind of knew that he was not going to be considered.
Giannis won 2,
Right.
didn't win 3.
Right, and he could have been, I guess.
I'm okay with either one of these guys winning the MVP. Joel Embiid does seem like he's gotten the ass end of the deal the past couple years because he has played really good basketball.
Right. Well, I think the thing is that, especially if you just think about the previous 2 years, is that they put up very similar numbers, really in like the scoring and rebounding departments.
Mm-hmm.
But Jokic was, Mr. Triple Double. Like he was dropping 8 assists a game, and Embiid's not really that type of player.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still the case, but Embiid's scoring like 33 points a game this year, and Jokic is only scoring 25. So I guess I can see the gap there now.
Well, I mean, Nikola Jokic, I think he's close to averaging a triple-double for the season.
He's like 9.9 assists right now.
Yeah.
But I think what's happened though is that the media that doesn't vote for the NBA awards, I feel like on TV and whatever, is putting a lot of pressure on whoever to not make Jokic a 3-time MVP because they just don't feel it. Because naturally, he doesn't feel like a 3-time MVP. You wouldn't look at him and say, yeah, I felt like he was the best player 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, he would be, like I said, in rarefied air, and it'd be an incredible achievement.
Right.
He wins 3 straight MVPs. He is a no doubt NBA top 100 player in 25 years.
Oh, yeah.
And a no doubt Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
already.
absolutely. It's just, it feels like his stats are sexier than his play is probably what it is. Because he's kind of a lug.
He's doughy.
Yeah.
But he knows how to play the game of
No,
basketball.
he's awesome.
He knows how
No
to play,
doubt.
man. And that shouldn't take away from anything that he's doing. You know,
Right.
now I know these voters are better than that, but just make the right choice. I mean, I don't know.
I'm
cool with either one of these guys. They're both deserving.
Right. And like if you break it down too, like Jokic is way more efficient at scoring.
Yeah.
He takes way less shots,
Yeah.
or not way less, but he takes like 5 less shots a game.
He's like doing what Westbrook did the year he won the MVP, but he's the 1 seed, and
Right.
Westbrook was the 7 seed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his triple doubles and his stats are leading to wins,
Right.
and the second most wins in the league currently, right?
Right. Although the Nuggets have fallen off a little bit lately.
Hey, the Kings might get the 1 seed.
Right.
Stop. Could you imagine?
That'd be hilarious. I have to put it in my rankings.
Also, I just gotta say, when are the Kings gonna clinch a playoff spot? They gotta be close.
Yeah, they're getting close. It's just the
We're
West
still-
is so jammed up.
Yeah.
They haven't like really put that much distance on.
Because I believe the Nuggets have clinch a spot. I believe
Boston and
Milwaukee. Yeah.
Are you going to be updating your rankings this afternoon?
Yeah. The only thing I'm switching is I have the Bucks, Celtics, Suns, Nuggets, my top 4 still, and I just switched the Sixers and the Warriors
Okay.
because I still respect those Warriors, man. I still respect them, but they cannot win a road game to save their lives.
It's fucking
And are they
hilarious.
going to win tonight against Houston?
Well, that's the thing. Is like I'm pretty sure that they will not be on my list if
they lose to.
they lose tonight. I am keeping them on my list as well. I kind of did something similar to you. I have added the Sixers to my list, and they are at number 5, above the Warriors at 6, and the Cavs I've kept at 7.
Gotcha. I think I almost put the Nuggets over the Suns because it's KD's. I said this last week, and
But he's probably going to be back in the next 2 weeks.
So I'll stick with that. I'll stick with it.
Yeah, I kept the Nuggets at 3. I know they've struggled a little bit lately, but I don't know. They're probably just getting a little tired of the regular season, which I know the Warriors have been guilty of that in the past too.
Yeah. I also wanted to give a shout out to my Sacramento Kings. They have first 40 win season since 2005-2006.
Awesome.
Shout out to the 40 wins Sacramento Kings fan who, in the summer league games, came out of the stadium and said, "We're getting 40 wins this year." God damn it, he was right.
Right.
Everyone laughed at him, and even I said, "That's not even half the games."
Right.
You know, you're still under 500.
Oops.
So shout out to him, and him and those other two dudes in that video, I believe, were sitting courtside at a Kings game last week.
Is that right?
So it's really cool.
That's awesome.
Really cool. It's a nice full circle moment. And the Kings will finish over 500 for the first time since 2006. I mean, I assume it'd be the same season.
Yeah.
And just they keep lighting that beam. That thing must be getting.
It's Did they start that this year?
Yeah.
Oh God. That's beautiful.
It's great. It's really been a dream season for the Kings.
Yeah.
And I really just hope they can win one playoff series. It's asking a lot. I think they could do it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're gonna have home court advantage unless things go south in the next 3 weeks. So yeah.
The Kings play tonight. I forget who they play.
And hopefully they're gonna be playing a play-in team at this rate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks like they could play the Warriors, which would be great.
That'd be hilarious.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want it. I'm used to my most hated teams beating my favorite teams. So it wouldn't be anything new for me at this point.
Right.
But we'll see. Shout out to the Kings. I don't
Yeah.
give you guys enough love. I don't know if I'll put you in my power rankings, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, and last year we kept these going through like the second round of the playoffs, so we can do that again.
And what I would like to do is when the regular season is over, we go back and look at our
Predictions?
Predictions,
Absolutely. Like we love to do.
Because I remember I had the Kings at the 10 seed, and that was, like I said, we were being generous. I was being generous.
Right. I didn't put them in my top 10.
No. I think I also had the Warriors as the 2 seed. So
Yeah, I put them probably 3, maybe 4.
yeah.
Well, Gage, what time do we have?
That was easy.
It's last call.
Yes, sir.
It's last call, baby.
Man, we didn't really do much damage on this one. We can keep drinking after this.
Yeah, it's a good wine.
It is
I'm just trying my best. You know, I feel like I really indulge on this podcast. So.
Trying to keep it cool.
Well, I know this is all we have, so I don't want to drink too much too quickly.
Sure.
So I don't want to be dry for the last 20 minutes of this podcast. So
We've done that before.
I don't really have anything. I guess I could have one thing if you want to say the things that you have on here.
Yeah. So we already talked about the WBC, but I do have a couple other notes. This is so New York Mets. Edwin Diaz, Mets closer, who just signed the biggest closer contract in history of baseball this past offseason.
Has that badass walkout
does the Timmy
song.
Trumpets song for his walkout.
What's it called?
Timmy Trumpets is the guy's name.
No, it's not.
I swear to God. Or Timmy Trumpet. I swear to God.
That's amazing. Timmy Trumpets.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
No.
He even came to a couple games.
I saw that he played at a game, but I had no idea he goes by Timmy Trumpets.
Yeah. Anyways, so he's going to be missing the entire 2023 season.
This is terrible.
Because he injured himself during a victory celebration for Team Puerto Rico in the WBC.
Really sad news. I
know.
I looked at different videos of this, and it's hard to tell because he's surrounded by people.
Right, you can really see.
You can't really see how bad it was.
Yeah, but I guess it was a knee injury. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a let's see, I have it right here. Tore a patella tendon in his right knee.
Yeah. Fuck. That sucks.
He's gonna miss the whole season.
Obviously, being paid the most as a closer ever means you're probably pretty damn good, and he is damn good. He's someone I do enjoy watching pitch, but I mean, fucking Mets, man.
And so, does this to you mean that, like, is this going to change how people think of the WBC going forward? Like how freak accidents can happen, they don't want to,
I mean,
put their actual career for the MLB in jeopardy?
I mean, do you think you would think about that if it happened during a division title celebration? Because they do that too.
Yeah. Or like spring training.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, I mean, anyway, obviously they weren't playing baseball when this happened. It was, celebrating. But no, I don't think this. I think this next thing I'm going to say, which is Jose Altuve getting hit in the hand, that's one thing. But at the same time, you can get hit in the hand in a spring training game also, which is to your point.
I mean, Nolan Arenado's got hit in the hand.
Yeah, he's thankfully going to be fine. I think he's going to play
Was that
tomorrow.
last night?
Yeah. I think he's going to play tomorrow. But they just took him out for precaution.
Yeah, we need him.
But yeah, Altuve is going to miss 2 months after getting hit in the hand against their game against Team USA.
That looks like it's gone.
Yeah, it's way up in the air. Yeah, this game's still nothing in the fourth inning.
I guess it's better for Altuve that it's the first 2 months and not the last 2 months.
Right. Yeah.
You know, if you have to put any kind of silver lining on it, that's it.
Just thinking about him too. He's been like unbelievably healthy in his career. I feel like I can't remember him missing, extended periods of time. But,
He's a baller. I know he's got his
yeah,
issues that people don't like about him, but
Right.
the dude can play flat out.
no doubt.
The only thing I have that's last call worthy is the Giants signed Sergio Romo, and this is kind of a sentimental type deal.
Yeah, that's
but
pretty
it's
cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, you're gonna let him pitch in the Bay Bridge series one last time in the black and orange.
Oh, so he's going to pitch in a regular season game.
No, in
yeah.
the little preseason series. Yeah.
So that's cool. It's nice.
Yeah, it's really just a retirement contract, which is I think it's cool.
And I wonder if he asked them like, "Hey, I want to be a Giant. I want to retire a Giant." And they were like, "Okay."
Yeah, I don't know how that goes.
That had to be been the case. Do you think they would have
I think the
Actually-
Giants maybe could have been the ones that reached out.
maybe considered?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wonder how often like it happens on either side, because I don't even know if he had officially announced retirement or not.
No.
Yeah, but whatever.
What do you think of those hats that have the G on it?
I kind of like them.
I like them.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
I think they could wear them in the regular season. It wouldn't be.
Yeah.
They could.
They'd
They'd have to wear the black. They couldn't do like that stupid orange one that they have for.
You can.
Yeah.
You can't,
Oh yeah.
You can't mention it. You can't mention it. It's in jail.
You're right. Fuck. Well, is mentioning it in jail or is just the uniform itself in jail?
Okay, let's see. I'm glad you asked. So I will bring it up for you real quick right now. It says hats.
Oh, it's the hat?
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, yeah. As long as they don't do them like that.
I know exactly what you mean.
As long as they're not orange on orange. But no, I think they could rock them. Like as just an alternate hat.
Okay.
Like you have to have the SF as the main hat.
How about if they rock that hat as an alternate one? We can get that out of jail. Would you be okay with that?
I mean, if they did it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, we'll still be in jail then.
I mean, they just need to get rid of that whole thing. But yeah.
We can't talk about it.
There's
There's no shots here for you to take.
I didn't say what it was. First sub-hour episode in like 3 years.
Yeah, that's probably about right. That was quick and dirty.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
It's because we didn't spend 14 minutes on each NFL topic.
Sometimes you don't need to do that. You know?
We really
It's
don't.
not really necessary.
Like free agency doesn't matter until like you see the guys actually on the field, right?
Yes. Shout out RD Winery.
Yeah,
of
don't
course.
forget.
Tribute night, July 27th.
You got 4 months to remember.
And we will remind you.
Yeah. Now is the last update.
Yes. And probably until like March or till like April or May.
Yeah.
Or no, May or June.
Yeah, we'll maybe do one in April, one in May, and then a few times
Yeah.
leading up.
Exactly. So cheers.
Cheers to some more March Madness coming up, and we're going to watch the finale of the WBC in a couple of days as well.
Excellent.
Thank you for watching, listening. We'll see you next time. Peace.